What's up, YouTube? How are you? And Allison is joining me right now.
Oh,
How
look,
is everybody?
it's not looking good. What the? Maybe I should have camera off.
It's fine. It's fine.
Um,
We're
Let's
good.
see
We're
what I
good.
did. We're
Um,
gonna have a faraway view today.
you guys know how it is when you're trying to do something and you got technical problems going on. And unfortunately, yes, we love technology, but it does disappoint from time to time. But we are
Yeah.
here, and that is what matters. Hey, Sean, blessings on you, Mr. Webster.
Hi,
Thank you for
Sean.
being here. Um, yeah, there was not a whole lot of new news today. I mean, I struggled to find relevant stuff. I mean, we got some good stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't like a cornucopia of crypto news today. So, as an and in point of fact, most of the news today is going to be probably NFT related. But
Oh, yay!
yay, Allison's happy about that. Let's take a look at the markets and start where we always do and see what's going on. Many have declared this a bear market, so we will see.
This is
But yeah,
not a
yeah,
bear.
it is. I feel like it might be a bear trap, but it's not a bear
Alio
market.
Trays said last week, and I find it so interesting. He said that he expects a serious shakeout, and it might be a few times, and we
Hmm.
might hit 38K. And if we
Yeah.
do, we are going to rock it from there. Um, he doesn't have a uh, what are those balls called? A glass ball. Like
A
he
crystal
cannot.
ball.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, he can't predict the future, but that's what he was really thinking, and he said that maybe Thursday or Wednesday last week, and it is really playing out that way. So I don't know.
We will see what we will see.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, and hello,
Hi,
Florida
Rob.
girl. You guys rock. Thanks for being here. So let us refresh. Because y'all know what time it is. It's time for another episode of Around the Clock, and the markets being what the markets being. Bitcoin's doing what the Bitcoin does. And we're
Yeah.
still here and we're hanging in there. Diamond hands, right, everybody? So it is looking like Bitcoin is $41,637, a minus 4.5% for the 7-day average. Ethereum still number two, under 3,000, but just below it, $2,859, a 7% loss for the week. Cardano still in the number four spot. Still hasn't reclaimed its number three spot, but it is still over $2 currently, but just barely $2.07. XRP fans, it has come up a little bit, but it's 93 cents, still just under a dollar. Good time to buy. You know what we say, buy the dip. And Solana still at $135. And let's take a look for the Strong Block crew. Shout out to the Strong Block crew and see what Strong is looking like today.
Well, I'll tell you what they're looking like. 100,000 nodes have been created. So go strong.
Woo!
Congratulations.
And it is up today by 5.2%. It's $543.54. And we talked about this, our whole reason for being here is to create those passive income plays, making money while you sleep. Set it and forget it. That's my favorite kind of anything.
Heck yeah.
And you can do that with a nodes, and you can do that with a strong node. And if you want to know more about it, obviously check out our videos here on the Cryptonairz YouTube channel. But also, you guys, join our Discord. We have
Yep.
many, many node experts in there. I'm so thankful to them and our crew for forever changing the course of my financial life in a good way. I struggled for so many years after back-to-back recessions, and you guys, crypto is a game changer. And when you have a community that you can grow with and you can grow wealthy with, it that also is a game changer. Because none of us, we can do it alone, but damn, it's hard. So if you have a crypto community, a crypto family, it's just so much better. It's so much better together. So our Discord currently has a coupon code of fall35. You guys know what it is. Use that. You can get 35% off any subscription level for the life of your subscription. This is not going to go on forever, but it is for now. Take advantage of that. Get in the Discord
Definitely.
and see, look around, see if you like it, communicate with the people there, and you will see, I will guarantee you that it is going to benefit you in your crypto NFT journey. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, check it out. So that be the markets. We already know, what's going on in China and the crackdown there, how that's impacted us, what is happening in their economy and how that has impacted the world economy generally, and many other things that I'm sure are below the surface that just don't meet the eye or that we don't know about. But that doesn't mean that we can't still continue to make gains. NFTs are still popping, y'all. I mean, they're still going extremely strong. Allison is, I'm sure, excited to tell you about a project that we found today and just how quickly you can make gains still in that space. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But let's take a look at, the title of this video. Hey, Iron Man XRP, welcome, welcome, welcome. Was Can Crypto lift entire countries out of poverty? And I think most of us know the answer to that. But I guess the other question is, how it's doing that and how quickly it is doing that, especially in countries that, we may ignorantly call, third world or not as good as America, but they seem to have a lot more common sense than we do when it comes to crypto and the promise that it carries. So let's check out what's happening in Israel specifically, but not just Israel, the continent of Africa, El Salvador. The list just goes on and on. But the author here says there are two emerging trends. Sorry, let me show you the title. That might be helpful. Israeli cryptocurrency project seeks to lift millions out of poverty. And my screen's not sharing, and I thought it was. Let's try that again. Y'all know how this works if you've been with us. We just talked about the beauty of technology. Let's try that again. There you go. Israeli cryptocurrency project seeks to lift millions out of poverty. Built on the concept of the universal basic income, eToro has a good dollar project. It's creating a digital currency to distribute funds in developing countries. Two emerging trends in the world of cryptocurrency. The first is DeFi. If you don't know what that is, if you're new to crypto, that is short for decentralized finance. Another is the rise and popularity of digital currencies in developing economies. We know the work that Ada is doing over on the continent of Africa, in Nigeria specifically, America's largest economy. I'm sorry, Africa's largest economy. 32% of residents or respondents in the country said that they used or owned cryptocurrencies as opposed to 6% of Americans, according to a 2020 online survey. And so the list goes on and on about the stats in other countries and how they're actually using digital currency and how popular it is. So the Good Dollar is an innovative not-for-profit project of eToro, and you guys are familiar with the eToro platform. It's an Israeli company that developed an investment platform that operates like a social network. The company will be merging with a special purpose acquisition to begin trading on NASDAQ at a valuation of more than 10 billion. So look out for that. I don't know if this article tells us what the letters are going to be, but check that out. Go on eToro's website. I'm sure you can find out more there. So according to this, he talks about the need for transparency in global financial systems, which we know crypto addresses that issue. And he talked about this idea, and we've heard about this before, of universal basic income. And we know, especially in countries like Israel, aside from politics, if countries that are war torn or any economies that may be facing a struggle for whatever reason, that something like this could make a huge difference. So those economies usually have a solvency problem. The poverty is severe. People don't have enough money. So The idea of good dollar is to apply a model of trickle up economics, which I really love. Distribute a sum of money to people at the bottom or in the middle of the income ladder to effectively jumpstart the economy. And they're going to be doing this through digital currency. So that idea, what ADA is doing in the continent of Africa, I'm sure there are others. I think we on our Discord have an article about the world mobile token. I think Telcoin is doing something similar with working with people in other countries, and all of these things are helpful. And if we can, if we think of us all as one big global family, if we can lift the poorest countries, that's got to be good for all of us. It really
Yeah.
does. So I'm so excited when I read things like this, and I'm inspired by what cryptocurrency can do. And just a reminder from Rob, he says the fall 35 discount goes away at the end of the month, and we will have an October promotion, but it won't be as high because you guys can remember we had a strong 50, then it went to fall 35, and so October is going to be a little bit less than that. So get in where you fit in while you can. So hey, remember that, and thank you, Rob, for that reminder. Let's take a look at this article from Celsius. And so many of us have tried and tried again for traditional loans uh, from traditional sources. I think that probably the best thing that we've all, at least I can speak for myself and a lot of other people, may have been dealing with credit unions. Sometimes they'll give you a break and they won't look or be as harsh or as restrictive as a traditional bank. But even then, sometimes it's difficult to get loans. You could have the best business idea in the world, but if your credit is horrible, and sometimes due to no fault of your own, things happen in life. We've all been through, back-to-back recessions, just, loss of a job, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And you need a place to get a loan, and you have cryptocurrency. So it looks like Celsius, and we know that they've gotten into some a little bit, I want to say not trouble, but a little bit of hot water in some states who just don't like the fact that they were giving a higher return than the traditional financial system. Um, but they were doing that. So there are some states that did want to put the kibosh on that. I think Texas was one, New Jersey was another one. So they did lower their crypto stable coin loans to $100. So you can get as little, and this beats the heck out of a payday loan. I don't care what anybody says, where your interest rate is just ridiculous and it's just like highway robbery and
Yeah.
usury. So, you can get a loan of up to $15,000 with the Celsius platform. And I wanted to make people aware of that annual interest. The annual rates start at just 1% APR. And y'all know how high APR can go up on loans. Borrowers can receive up to a 25% discount by making monthly payments. So you actually get a discount on that APR for making your payments. I mean, who else does this? Can you guys see a bank doing something like this? If anything,
Never.
they're going to take your money and knock you in the head and ask you to thank them for the privilege.
Pretty
So
much.
that's what happens. So, I mean, again, these are the things. This is why banks, this is why the government, this is why these old antiquated legacy financial systems are fighting so hard, because they see the opportunity. Celsius is not going to ask you for your credit report. They're just going to look at what you hold and um, see if you have the collateral. And so therefore people who may not be able to get, I'm still fighting to get my credit up to a certain level because of going through all of these financial changes that we have gone through as a country, losing jobs and all of that. So being able to have a place and a space that I can go to that will look at my cryptocurrency and says, yes, you're worthy, it's such a relief. And I'm sure that, now that they have made this announcement that, people, certain other states are not going to like it and they may get more into more hot water, but I want to thank them for doing this. And I know that they might not be the only platform doing this, but yeah, if you are a Celsian, you can take advantage of better financial opportunities without giving up your crypto, guys. So I applaud this, of course. don't abuse the system because anybody can abuse something. Borrow responsibly. But it's just great that this is an option for those of us who believe in the narrative that crypto offers. So I wanted to share that with you guys. You can definitely check that out. And Mark Splice says strong nodes are making me happy. Yeah, you're not the only one. And welcome, Mark. We know you're here for the first time. So glad to have you. Now let's take a look at some regulatory news, and we shared an article about the new comptroller of currency that Biden was looking at, and I guess that as the crypto sphere is looking at her more closely, she's getting a lot of pushback and people who basically think that she's going to regulate crypto into oblivion. So this article is from Cointelegraph, I believe. Yeah. Opposition mounts to Biden's OCC pick. Texas Senator Ted Cruz, I have to laugh, is among a number of politicians and bankers who are opposed to the nomination of Sally Amarova. Resistance is mounting to Biden's plan to tap her for the office of the comptroller of currency. And the quote here, not only is Sally Amarova, Biden's pick to lead the OCC, a threat to our traditional economy, and these are Ted Cruz's words, she also wants to regulate crypto into oblivion. Crypto faces future defining government regulations. This nomination needs to be stopped. There are a number of big banks and banking associations who are also against the nomination, which, interestingly enough. We have serious concerns about her ideas, said the president and CEO Rob Nichols of ABA, which is the American Bankers Association, and her fundamentally restructuring the nation's banking system. So, yeah, the Republicans obviously don't like this pick, but when do they ever? Um, so just wanted to share that news with you, and we are definitely going to keep an eye on this and see where this goes.
I did want to mention that tomorrow is supposed to be the infrastructure bill vote. So this may be one of the last opportunities before the vote that you have to contact your representative. So please do not waste that opportunity. Please make sure that you contact them, and you can connect with Fight for Our Future on Facebook, or excuse me, on Twitter, and they will connect you directly. You just punch in your zip code. If you don't know who your representatives are, you can see if they've voiced an opinion either way on crypto, and then they can connect you directly to an email or their office. So this is a really important, that vote. I don't even know what's gonna happen. Everything really just seems like a mess right now.
Yeah,
Have you contacted recently at all, or no?
I haven't contacted anyone recently. I definitely do plan to do that in the morning ahead of this vote if it actually does happen.
Yeah,
They have so many fish to fry on their plate right now. I don't know that it will, but time will tell us. But as Allie said, Future Fight is the name of that Twitter page.
it's Fight for the
Yeah,
Future.
sorry.
It's okay.
I'm exhausted, y'all. I have been up all
It
night
is okay.
researching NFTs in Twitter Spaces, so forgive me. I'm a bit tired today, so I may sound like I am.
It's funny,
Miss a word here or two, but it's just lack of sleep. I swear it is.
when I woke up for work this morning, I was complaining to my husband, like, I'm so tired. I can't go to work today. I went to work, but yeah, I mean, up past 2 a.m. again, that seems to be the average sleep time. It's getting bad.
Yeah.
But back to what we were talking about, Fight for Our Future. They did tweet out earlier today, and I just want to share this with you. The next 24 hours are crucial for cryptocurrencies. This is the plan to get the White House to fix deeply broken provisions in the infrastructure bill. We've built the scoreboard and we need you to contact your rep if they haven't spoken out yet. On 9:30, which is tomorrow, the House will likely vote to pass the infrastructure bill. But this isn't the end of the story. Crypto isn't dead. On the contrary, this is the golden opportunity to form a much bigger bipartisan coalition in support of a decentralized internet. Because of the 40,000 plus don't kill crypto calls already, both Republicans and Democrats are calling to fix this unworkable legislation. Your representative should join them. You can see if they have. And then it says contact them at, and it's just more links. Either in another budget bill or through a standalone legislation, we can get protections against mass financial surveillance, the erosion of human rights, and unworkable requirements for small developers. But lines are being drawn this week. To counter the force of big banks and big tech, our representatives need to hear from us en masse with one simple ask. Publicly state you support fixing unworkable cryptocurrency provisions via tweet, via statement, or via signing on to the letter. It will only take 5 minutes, and this matters. Please turn up the Don't Kill Crypto volume on your own channels over the next 24 hours. Crucial moments like this are how the coalition for decentralization grows. So I'm just going to drop the link in the live chat. And I'm actually going to link this particular Twitter thread. You will get directly to the account this way and all of the applicable links that you need to participate in this. But please, please contact your representatives. It's very important, especially with another news piece that we have to report. It's just, we really need to speak up. We can't be quiet.
Yeah, you guys, the website is there in the banner below this video. I'll leave that up for a minute or so. Yeah, but just to, we kind of wanted to leave you guys with hope because we read the article yesterday and most of us fundamentally agree that this is not the end of crypto, whatever they decide. That, one of my favorite movies of all time, Jurassic Park, and Jeff Goldblum's character, says when they were like, oh, it's not going to happen. And, they're not going to reproduce these dinosaurs. And he's like, you know what? Life finds a way. So I'm going to say that crypto is going to find a way and we're going to move forward and we're all going to make it. And I'm going to keep saying that.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, the rest of this news that we have tonight is going to be NFT news because that just seemed to be like the biggest thing ever that was happening.
Excuse me. Did you want to mention the 1-inch story?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to let you go ahead. Do you have that pulled up that you can share?
I actually don't, but it will just take me a second to grab it.
Okay, cool.
I bookmarked it. So today we found out that 1-inch is now blocking American users from their website. So I don't know. Some people think this is not a big deal. I think that it is a big deal. Corey, how do you feel about it? It is in preparation to launch basically what Binance did, to launch a American only version of the DEX. So
yeah, I feel like it's a big deal too because you guys knew what happened when Binance separated. We lost access to so many projects and had to go around the barn, use VPNs, all of that stuff to get access to some of these opportunities where gains were waiting to be made, or we were just, X'd out altogether and could not get access to any of these coins. And so I feel like that's the same thing that's going to happen here.
Well, we already saw earlier this year that Uniswap had removed a bunch of tokens. I think that was in anticipation of legislation because perhaps those particular tokens could be deemed potentially as securities. So they were just trying to cover all of their bases. And I think that this is what 1inch is doing as well. Apparently, they had already been trying to dissuade Americans from using the site, but as of today, uh, they have begun geofencing US IP addresses. So you can probably get on there with a VPN. The warning that comes up when you try to get on the DEX or the DAP, depending on how you're if you're on your phone, I don't know. It looks like you're trying to use the 1-inch DApp from a restricted territory or are using a VPN that shows your location as a restricted territory. We respect your privacy, but please change your VPN settings to correspond with your real location. The terms of service have apparently restricted US users since April. That restriction has only recently come online on a technical level. That's today. Um, they've added one more pop-up notification, and that's the one that I just read, asking you to use your real location. And this moves to pave the way for a new product to launch in the US. The 1-inch network is in the process of collecting Series B funding that has now grown to $170 million. A significant part of these funds will be used for development and launch of the 1-inch Pro product, which is specifically designed for the US market and for global institutional investors in accordance with all the regulatory requirements, which means KYC. But why would anyone want to use a DEX if you're willing to KYC? It just doesn't make any sense. But I think their hands are tied.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
they're doing what they have to do to save their project from endless battles in courts and
Mhm.
just a difficult time for both customers and the project. So I understand and can respect why they're doing it. Unfortunately, I think this is only the beginning, and Americans are going to get geofenced all over the place, and
Yep.
it's going to happen swiftly. So I would be expecting that.
I
That's
found
just
that
that's my personal
article there.
opinion.
So yeah,
Um,
this is the article, guys, that Allie's referring to. So yeah, it is verified. Um, yeah, and you're right. This is going to just set a precedent moving forward because they don't want to come under all of that scrutiny, and who can blame them? So
Yeah, I mean, I was
mhm.
having a debate in our server when I originally brought this story up. Um, Another member was suggesting like to just VPN in, but then I've heard, and yeah, sure, of course we can do that, but I have heard stories, two particular, um, I guess you could call them content creators, where they had lost crypto on Binance. So
Yeah,
I,
because
from
they
using
refuse to
VPNs or
move it.
yeah, they didn't heed the warnings. Like they
Yeah,
want you, if you're in any liquidity pools here, if you're staking on 1-inch, they are going to, not the American version. That American version hasn't been launched yet, but as 1-inch is right now, if you are participating and you're staking there, you're in liquidity pools, they're going to ask you to remove. So what to withdraw? I imagine it would be the exact same type of thing. They'll give you warning after warning after warning, and then if you don't heed those warnings, eventually they're just going to cut you off. That's
yeah,
again speculation too. So if you have anything on there, just be aware. This is the
yeah.
situation.
Err on the side of caution, people. Don't let this
Yeah,
be you when you kept getting, and we've heard it from, like you said, influencers and content creators talk, basically upset about losing things that a cryptocurrency in lots of value, and it could totally be avoided by just following the rules. So don't
I
think
do
that you're
think
gonna, get past it, or you're above whatever, because they have technology to figure out these VPNs now.
that if you VPN in and you use the service and immediately leave and bring your crypto with you, it's probably going to be fine. But in the comments for this story, someone brought up a really good point. Um, it actually wasn't in the comments for this story. It was someone else just sharing the 1-inch news excuse me, and a particular wallet that has a fiat on ramp in the wallet and is available in almost every state called Dharma. I don't know if anyone's
Mhm.
ever used the Dharma wallet. It's very easy. Uh, they just announced today, which is really wild. I'd have to look at the timestamps to see if they made this announcement after this news broke or before. Um, they had announced, I want to read exactly what they said so that I get it correct. Because in the comments of their post, people were questioning it like, well, what are you going to do about this now? As of today, all swaps, token purchases, and token sales on Dharma are executed on 1 inch. So whether you're trading on Ethereum mainnet or Polygon, and more L2s to come, you'll get the best price for your trade. So also we should remember that if you are swapping in MetaMask, they are also using 1 inch there. So yeah, I don't know how
Yeah.
any of that's going to work, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I
Uh,
use 1 inch all the time. I like them way better than Uniswap. They have a gas program that they give you part of your gas back if you have 1 inch token staked on their exchange. So yeah, I'm obviously going to move my stake tokens as they start, to give
yeah,
out these warnings, but it's just so inconvenient. But I mean, it is what it is. That is currently the world we live in. And
I mean, we're going to
again,
get through this.
we
We all know
will,
crypto's not going anywhere. It's just going to get tough for a while for
yeah,
Americans at least.
yeah, yeah. So there's that news. And now hopefully we can move on to a little bit of fun stuff. We slapped y'all around a little bit. Now we're gonna love you up. And Jay
Woo.
Yang, thank you so much for that. The comment. We support you and we appreciate your support of women in crypto. And you're right, the space needs many more of us. So there's some news today from Ripple. So all of you XRP slash Songbird fans should like this news. As soon as I can share the screen, I will bring it up for you. And it
I'm
never
glad
lets
that
me do it on the first try.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just going to say that I'm glad we're not having trouble sharing screen today, and then you ran into something.
No, it's been doing that lately, but it eventually does work. So I just give it a good old college try, as they say. So Ripple has launched a $250 million NFT fund, and they are calling for creators, brands, and marketplaces to give it support and explore how the XRP ledger speed and cost can support new use cases for NFTs, which is great news. So, they're literally asking for help. Go and get on the Ripple website and see how you can contribute. If once they do start doing this in beta testing, like Ali and I have stated on the show before, there are usually rewards for people who participate in the beta testing.
Yep.
Not to mention, as an artist, start if you are an artist and in it or want to create your own NFTs, or you've already done that and looking for new spaces to be, because everybody and their mom is sick of Ethereum gas fees. And you feel like you could do a really great partnership with XRP or S/Ripple, here is your chance. And hey, Charles, how are you? Get in there and let it be known that you're interested in partnering with them. $250 million. Maybe some of this will look like grants for some artists, or people that come up with original ideas. So opportunity knocks. So it says Ripple has been relatively absent so far from the NFT battleground, which has largely been dominated by Ethereum. But basically, they are getting ready to tokenize. They have the blockchain. The blockchain XRP ledger has the ability to tokenize, not only for XRP but a variety of other assets. This report says. So their theme here is to build a more sustainable, scalable, and accessible future for NFTs using XRPL. So that is really great news. There's a creator fund, as I mentioned here, being launched by Ripple in partnership with the NFT marketplace Mintable and Mint NFT, and a brand partner, VSA. So yeah, you guys, this is opportunity knocking. Go check it out. That's great news from Ripple getting in on this. And if we can use their ODL technology, how much cheaper would it be for artists to mint these projects and for collectors to mint these projects as well?
I did want to share something about another NFT today. Channing he's one of our supporters, and he tagged me in a tweet on Twitter, both Corey and I, about an NFT that you can claim, but you have to stake 1,000. You have to delegate 1,000 Songbird tokens to Best FTSO by October 7th. I'll show you what the NFT looks like. It is 3D. It's pretty cool. And if you are not sure how to delegate your tokens or how you're going to be getting the airdrop, if you have any questions, tomorrow on our server at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, we are going to have Patty XRP from the Mickey B Fresh channel. He's a content creator there. He's going to be giving tutorials and have like a bit of a Q&A on how you can get your airdrop, how you can delegate your tokens, and there will be, I did say it's a Q&A, so yeah, you'll be able to ask questions if you're stuck on anything, if you haven't figured it out yet. So for the NFT for staking 1,000 Songbird, this is what it looks like. And all you have to do is 1,000 Songbird tokens, and then you can claim that. And it will be airdropped right into your wallet.
That is super cool. And look
So
at that
yeah,
gorgeous graphics there.
it doesn't. I'm
Yeah.
trying to see if there is a maximum on. Yeah, actually, so it doesn't say. So whatever is left over in the supply, they will be burning to increase scarcity on the NFT. So who knows how many were actually created? I wouldn't wait on this if you really want it. I would delegate those tokens sooner rather than later, because sometimes there's
Yeah.
like an unexpected rush and then you miss out.
Yeah, and because this already has a deadline there. So if you're in our Discord, you're going to get that firsthand information, and everybody who's been in the XRP space knows that Patty XRP and Mickey B Fresh know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So they're going to be exclusively in our Discord. Join tonight with that Fall 35 coupon code to get 35% off any subscription level, so you can join that, because this is not it's pretty complex stuff from everything that I've been reading. I did a article in our Discord on Songbird. A lot of the exchanges are choosing not to, take part. So there's limited ways to get those tokens, but there are ways to get them. And if you want to know what they are, join us so you can be in that tutorial. It's going to be very informative and money, y'all. That's all I got to say.
Jay has asked, does Cryptonairz mint our own NFTs? We do not, but you never know. And that's all I'll say about that.
She's saying that because she's been pushing that, y'all. So yes, we're and we certainly should. I mean, definitely, there are many of us looking at how we're going to move forward as a community, and certainly there's sweet gains to be made. And Mark, yes, that is a great idea. I totally agree. Y'all push Allison to push that up some more.
I am not the decision maker, so
Okay,
that would
so
be Rob. Rob, if you're still listening, when NFTs.
there you go. I found this on Twitter and another article about this, and I'm a big comic book fan. So this is DC Comics. So we know Marvel has already entered the NFT space via Vivi slash Ecomi. But it seems like DC Comics is ready now to jump into NFTs, and they're going to have a free superhero digital collectibles NFT they're going to give to,
Free.
y'all heard it, free. Hello. More alpha right here on this channel around the clock to Fandom registrants. And Fandom is an upcoming virtual comic book convention that they're going to have online, and that is also, guess what, free. All you have to do is go to their website, and I'm going to put that up here in a minute, register, and you will be eligible for this NFT. Let's see. And I will drop this link. This is just a blog saying that they have partnered with Palm NFT Studio for epic digital collectibles drop for DC Fandom in 2021. You guys do not want to miss this. I know I'm not. I've already registered. I've already registered. This is the blog, and the blog has a link to Fandom. And I will, as stated, drop that in the chat so that you guys can, let me copy this. So you guys can go tonight and register for that, because I'm not missing that. A free drop, and I don't know if how they're going to do it, if they're doing it on Ethereum or what they're going to do, or they're just going to drop it into your but there's a rather long link. I'm not going to share it on screen, but there's a rather long link that I just dropped into the chat where you can go to DC Fandom and register. Make sure you get that. This is totally epic.
Speaking of events, and I'm really sorry that I didn't let everyone know sooner. I just found out about it myself, and unfortunately, there is almost a full day time difference. So going on right now, and you can still register. It's free. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. NFT Fest Australia is happening now. And there's going to be lots of speakers. It's free. Maybe there'll be POAPs. I know we're always trying to get POAPs. Just grabbing this link for you.
We like POAPs.
Yeah, and here it is. The tickets are through Eventbrite. It is a virtual conference. It's free, and it is happening right now. So if you're interested, just click through that link, get yourself signed up, and while you're doing whatever you're doing tonight, throw in some headphones, and you can just listen to some cool talks with a lot of great content creators.
Yeah. Not while we're on the air, of course, after this show. After this show. So another epic and a very iconic drop happened today, or actually it was an auction. I didn't even try to go in there, and I will bring you guys the results of what happened because I already knew that I was going to be priced out. But does everybody remember Frank Miller's Sin City?
Sim City?
Sin, as in,
the movie.
Being bad. The movie Sin City.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, 20 years old now. So there is the NFT. They had a 1 of 1, and I can imagine this probably, you could pay with, and this was on the Gala. So you could pay in Gala coin, Ethereum, and I think they had one other option. So the bids would be accepted there. But if you can see that NFT, I think that's Frank was the name of this character. It's been a long time. But yeah, if you're a Sin City fan, that might still be up for auction. Don't know if that auction has closed yet, but 30 years. It's 30 years commemorative NFT. So you guys know that that's going to be worth some serious ETH.
Yeah. Can you see the results for how much it sold for, or they're not available yet?
I don't see them yet, but I will search for that. In the meantime, in between time, Allison has some interesting NFT stories for you on a project that we got into today just by weird chance. So I'm going to let her share that while I look to see if I can find the results of this auction.
All right. So we have mentioned, Corey and I have mentioned that we sit in Twitter Spaces a lot. And on this particular Twitter Spaces, I was in there and I happened to notice Corey was also in there. So we did not coordinate this. I just happened to see that she was in the audience. And they talked about one like really weird thing. And I think I came there after Corey. And it was like some kind of hermit crabs or something. I don't even know what it was. I had asked her about that, and then I asked her about this other project that maybe had a little more potential, but I wasn't sure. So I asked her if she had went in on it, and she said she did. I was like, okay, great. Let me do my quick research. You're in? Okay, good. I'm in. That was the extent of my research. They were talking about it on this Twitter Spaces, so I did have like a little bit of a background. Apparently, it's deflationary. If you have more than one, you can merge them together, and this is how it becomes deflationary. The amount of NFTs in the collection will be less once you merge your tokens. And just remember that NFT is technically a token. So this collection, and I'm embarrassed to even admit it, but I am not embarrassed of how well it's doing. It is called Bastard Penguins. This is how degen I've become. Okay, I went in on Bastard Penguins. So right before the stream, I checked it. I wanted to see like, oh, I wonder how the collection is doing. Let me look at it before we get started. I look at it, and by the way, Corey, I don't know what you got in at, but I did get in at like 0.05. This was on OpenSea. We had both bought it on secondary market. And I'm just pulling this up so that I can show you what they look like.
Yeah, I got in at 05 also.
Okay,
But
great.
then
So we got
by the
around the
time I
same
went
price.
to buy a second one, like maybe
was
30 minutes later, it was 0.06. So so the second one was a little bit more than the first one.
All right. So sorry about this dog barking of mine. She just loves to do that when we're on stream. She's such a good dog though, so
This is
in
real life,
dog life,
y'all.
it's okay.
Real life.
Yeah. All right. The floor on Bastard Penguins, can't even believe this, is 0.14. They've already traded 412 ETH on the secondary, and this thing is flying. Okay, sales a minute ago, a minute, 2 minutes. Like it's selling quickly. I don't even know how this is happening, but I am going to show you the Bastard Penguin that I picked up. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at what it looks like. We bought these pre-reveal, so I had no idea what it was going to look like.
Yeah, we didn't
It's
choose
not
them;
cute.
they
It's not
chose
cute.
us.
Yeah, it
It's
isn't
just
cute.
how it happened.
All right, so
It
here
is
is
cute.
my.
It is
It's
cute.
not. It's not cute. Let's see what the chat has to say about this penguin. All right, here we go, everyone.
Oh, yep. He's got so much character.
Yeah, he's angry. That is actually one of his properties. Um, look at here. We have a 0.77% rarity trait on the McDonald's t-shirt.
Hey.
2% ugly. So that's actually not bad. I could probably sell this for 0.3 right now if I wanted. I'm going to keep monitoring the volume because I only got two. Corey was smart and
I
she
only got
grabbed.
2.
I'm sorry. I only got one. Corey got two. She was smart. She bought a second. Yeah, so we will see how this.
Now, would
How this
y'all like
little
to go
penguin does.
to McDonald's and have him serve your food? Not me, but hey,
Nope. No.
he's still cute though.
Corey, why don't you show us your penguin?
Mine is like let me pull him up. But before I do that, I found out it looks like that um NFT
It
with the
is
Frank
ugly,
Miller.
Charles. It is ugly.
Well, some things can be so
It's
ugly
literally
they're
ugly.
cute.
That's what it is,
That's what it
Trish.
is.
That's literally ugly.
Like ET.
Oh yeah, ET is cute.
This
Okay, so
let me find this on OpenSea.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
this
bring it up
one.
and then I'll just chat
I
about
just wanted to
something.
show them the
So,
that Frank Miller thing. It's going
oh
for
wow,
the top
it's
bid
really
was
moving.
it's
Yeah.
still going, but the top bid is $15,146 at this time. So it has not sold, but that is the top bid. So that gives you some idea of the direction that is going. And the auction still has some time. So I will let you guys know tomorrow night what it finally sold for. And let me show
Uh,
you my penguin.
oh yeah,
Let me
let's
dig
see.
that up before. Let me find the right
Yes,
page.
Charles, we do see that the McDonald's logo is upside down. It is. They probably did this for like copyright or like IP. It's called uh WickDonald's. It's WC, like it's not McDonald's, it's WickDonald's.
Before I knew that, I jokingly said that he worked at WackDonald's, but
Oh,
WickDonald's works just as well. This is my second one, my second penguin. He was a little bit more interesting than the first one that I had, but that's the second one. He's got like a soccer shirt and an earring in his ear. He's red. And let's see. In my next one, he's a pretty normie, boring
I feel like
guy.
I have actually seen these guys.
Yeah, he looks pretty norm. He's chill. He looks like a tech guy.
Yeah,
Like a
that's real. That's actually real clean though. The
it's
color
yeah.
of the penguin, the background. Yeah, that one that'll do well.
He
And the
looks
other
like a
one, they'll both
developer.
sell. The volume is, they're really moving. So,
But I
yeah.
mean,
Oh
just
my
the
God,
fact
look
that
at
we
this.
just happened to be sitting in Twitter Spaces today, and I think that the guys who ran that, they have a YouTube channel called Nifty Alpha. So yeah, shout them out and tell them you heard about them on this show and join because they definitely dropped some alpha because these minted for 0.02. So by the time, they mentioned them on the show, they were at 0.05. And like Alex said, they've just been shooting up from there all day. So you can get some real good knowledge in the Twitter spaces.
Yeah, I've mentioned the website, thenifty.com. That is one of the hosts' website. His name is Nick. And then the other host is Pio. Pio is from NFT Culture. He's like one of the guys on the team over at NFT Culture. And their morning show is absolutely hilarious. Usually starts around 9 a.m. On Twitter Spaces. It was only supposed to be like 3 times a week, but now it seems like it's every day, and it will definitely have you laughing. Um, they laugh at themselves. They laugh at how they just degen into ridiculous projects like the one that we went in on today. Because of them, I also bought into Notorious Frogs, Frogland. They were making me laugh. I thought it was funny. So I just bought one just to see, what the heck is this about? Um, that one's not doing as well, but I haven't tried to sell it either. So if I tried it, maybe I could. If you were to go on Twitter Spaces right now, this technically isn't fully public. All the details about this aren't public yet, but there is a high value, historical value, historical in the sense they were the first to do this type of thing, NFT collection that is going to be going up for auction. Um, that's really all I can reveal until the auction house reveals it. But yeah, that's some interesting details. If you go on Twitter Spaces now and just look around, you might stumble across it. I don't know how many spaces are happening, but
Yep.
yeah, pretty pumped
Yeah.
about that.
It's nice to go
Um,
through those Twitter spaces because you never know. Some stuff is just ridiculous, as far as just silliness that goes on in there. But every now and then you'll find a real true gem. So definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and then today, and I think this is actually still available. I'm gonna refresh the screen before I even tell you about it to make sure that it is. We've talked about, I think briefly, Flow blockchain. Um, if I'm not mistaken, all the Dapper Lab stuff is on Flow. Yeah, it looks like they're still available. So today, um, I happened to see a tweet that said this: first ever generative art project on Flow, as well as first generative PFP project. If we've learned anything, it's that the first generative PFPs for blockchains serve as the first identity for that change. See the success of punks, space buds, monkeys, etc. So this is a 10K PFP collection called Hoodlums on Flow blockchain. You can get it right now. There's only 5,000 of them, and this tweet is 3 hours old, the one that I saw. These are still available. I'm going to give you a preview. I'll share my screen now. I mean, they're okay, but I would buy it in the hopes that it was a CryptoPunk of that blockchain. And they are available on Sturdy Exchange, and this is what they look like. They're just meh, but I would get it for the reasons I've already stated. Here we go. Right, hopefully. So yeah, they're not like, they're just new. But in this particular case, I'm not buying it for how it looks. I'm buying it for the historical factor.
And they were out when in 2017?
No, they just came out. I just
Oh,
said
I'm sorry, the historic. I told you I was tired.
it's
When you said
okay, Corey.
historical factor,
Yeah, like CryptoPunks, the first PFP project on
because they're the first on
Ethereum.
Flow blockchain.
Yes, the
Okay,
first
got
on
it
Flow
now.
blockchain. So people are purchasing it in the hopes that it will be seen that way in the future. This is a speculative play. There's nothing guaranteed here, but I've wasted more money on things called bastard penguins and notorious frogs. So, I
Why
mean, I
not?
don't have much to lose at this point.
What are they
You
minting?
never know.
What's the minting price for those? Do you know?
Oh, here's another thing. You can use your credit card. This is
Oh,
$123.
what?
Yeah. Only $123. I don't think that's bad at all. I spend more than that at Sephora in like 5 minutes.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
But
Although
you
based
guys,
on my eyeshadow today,
dude, girl,
you wouldn't even know. Uh,
it's like that. Um, you guys, if you're interested in NFT drops, because we have this discussion frequently, Allie and I among ourselves, and then I just want to turn you on to, if you're a person of color or a woman who wants to get into the NFT crypto space, there is a great Twitter space. I have shared that on my Twitter, called BIPOC, which is um, basically people of color and women, and I love this space. And one of the things that, as a collector, but also as a Black woman, and you see a lot of these PFP projects coming out, and they have co opted so much Native American stuff, African American stuff, and there's not one, even, women of world, what is that, World of Women?
World of
Had to
Women, yeah.
World of Women had to come out in response to the fact that there were no women, no projects that included women, no NFT projects that had women. And the projects that do come out, they have, kind of stereotypical representations of people of color. So, if you're interested, there is a uh, on Twitter, and I'm pasting the Twitter address in the chat there. It's called at Black NFT Drops. That's the space. They actually feature, he's new. He just came out. So I definitely want to lend him support. So if there are actually people of color, indigenous people, women who come out with drops and they're, accredited because they're not, Russian men pretending to be women
Yeah,
or
that was a
something like
mess.
that. This will let you know when those drops happen, who those artists are, and represent them, as they should be represented. So definitely go and join his Twitter page. And that Twitter space is also in my uh, Twitter feed. I will make sure that I have that up top for you guys. And if you want to follow Allison and I on Twitter, there below this video is the banner with our Twitter addresses on it.
I did have a few more things before we go. Tomorrow morning, we have another drop on Vivi. It's going to be another Spider-Man number 361 tomorrow morning. This is a comic book drop, by the way, at 8 a.m. Pacific. That will be 11 uh, Eastern time. And then on Friday, Vivi has another drop, and this time it is James 007, No Time to Die. That
Ooh.
is Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, which seems strange because usually VV drops are always at 8 a.m. Pacific, but this one is at noon. And I think that would be 3 Eastern time. And that one's at the James Bond is on Friday. And let's see. Right after this at 9:30, there is going to be a Twitter Spaces for Jungle Freaks, and I don't think you want to miss that one. This project is going bananas. That Discord server is crazy. We started, I think Corey and I entered there 4 days ago with 400 members. There's like over 7,000 now in 4 days. It's absolutely crazy. The chat is so fast. It's now on slow mode. You can type once a minute. Um, and after Spaces tonight, I imagine that it's going to grow even more. Um, that's going to be a highly anticipated drop. We don't
Yeah.
have a specific date on that, right? Not yet.
No, he said to be determined. I do imagine, according to what's in the announcements, that it will be within the first week of October, according to what's in the announcements. But
Yeah.
they have not dropped the official date yet.
Okay, so I would tune into that Twitter Spaces. Who knows? Maybe they'll drop the date on the Spaces. I have no idea, but I am interested to hear the artist speak about it. They had maybe it was a Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces last night, but it was the same time that we were streaming, so I was not able to listen to it. Tonight, this one is at 9:30. And that's pretty much think that's pretty much all I have for today. I'm always available on Twitter and in our server. You can shoot me a DM. If you do want to DM me, Twitter's definitely the best route to go because on Discord, I'm not always checking DMs because for obvious reasons. I do have them open for our server though. So you will be able to message me without a problem. It may take me longer to respond to you if you're messaging me there. For quick response, get me on Twitter.
Yep, she's right. And that space I mentioned is women/BIPOC NFT community building. It starts at 4 p.m. Eastern and goes till 8. I'm generally in there as a speaker, and I'm usually in there like up to the last minute right before we come on air because the conversations are just that awesome. So definitely give them a check. And you guys don't forget about the Patty XRP and what's the other Mickey B Fresh that's going on in our Discord space. If you want to claim your songbird, super important. If you are a member, definitely pass the word. If you are not, you can still join us. But either way, we'll see you tomorrow night for
See you
another
guys.
episode of Around the Clock. Bye.
Bye.